The bond of two sisters. In the lush village of Ilu-Okan, where the air carried the scent of ripe mangoes and drums echoed in the evening breeze, there lived two sisters, Adunni and Yetunde. They were known throughout the village as the twin Moonflowers, for they were inseparable, radiant, and in perfect harmony. Adunni, the elder, was wise and calm, her voice as soothing as a lullaby. Yetunde, the younger, was spirited and adventurous, her laughter ringing like bells in the marketplace. Together, they were a force of love, their bond unbreakable, or so everyone thought. The annual Yam Festival was approaching, and the village bustled with excitement. Women braided their hair in intricate patterns, adorned their necks with coral beads, and embroidered their finest Ankara fabrics with gold threads. The men prepared the batter drums, and the smell of roasted yams filled the air. This year, the festival carried a special significance. Prince Adeyemi, the charming heir to the throne, was to choose his bride. Adunni and Yetunde, like all the maidens, adorned themselves with care. Adunni wore a deep blue iro and buba, her gaily perfectly tied to showcase her regal beauty. Yetunde, in fiery red, twirled with the energy of 1,000 suns. They teased each other as they prepared, their laughter spilling into the warm evening air. The village square transformed into a scene from a dream. Lanterns hung from ancient baobab trees, their golden lights illuminating the crowd. The drummers played with vigor, and the villagers danced, their feet pounding the earth in unison. Prince Adeyemi, dressed in a flowing agbada adorned with symbols of royalty, arrived with an air of majesty. As the prince danced among the maidens, his eyes lingered on Adunni, who swayed with effortless grace. Yetunde noticed the prince's gaze and felt a pang of envy for the first time. The sisters shared everything, but now, for the first time, they desired the same thing, his love. That night, Yetunde approached Adunni under the moonlit palm trees. "Sister," she began hesitantly, "do you love him?" Adunni smiled, her eyes soft. "Love? I do not know him yet, Yetunde. But his kindness and charm have warmed my heart." Yetunde's heart tightened, and she said no more. But jealousy is a silent poison, and it began to weave its way into the fabric of their sisterhood. The next morning, the village woke to the sound of drums announcing the prince's decision. Adunni and Yetunde joined the crowd, their hands clasped tightly, though tension brewed beneath their smiles. But before the prince could speak, a rumor spread through the village. Yetunde had been seen in the prince's chambers late the night before. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Adunni turned to her sister, her eyes wide with hurt. "Is it true, Yetunde?" Yetunde's lips trembled, but she held her chin high. "I wanted him to see my heart, Adunni. I wanted him to know me." Adunni's heart broke, not because of the prince, but because her sister had betrayed the trust that was the foundation of their bond. The village watched as the once unbreakable sisters stood apart for the first time. Prince Adeyemi, witnessing the pain in Adunni's eyes and the guilt in Yetunde's, made his choice. "A woman's heart is her beauty, and a man's love should never divide sisters," he declared. "I will marry neither, for my choice would only sow more discord." The prince left the square, and the celebration continued, though the joy of the evening fell dimmer. That night, Adunni sat by the river, her reflection shimmering in the moonlit water. Yetunde approached, her footsteps hesitant. "Sister," Yetunde whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I have wronged you. My jealousy blinded me, and I let it break us. Please forgive me." Adunni turned, her own tears glistening. "Sister, we are two halves of the same soul. I forgive you, but trust must be rebuilt, and it will take time." The sisters embraced, their bond strained but not broken. In the days that followed, they worked to heal, learning that love, be it for a man or a sister, must be nurtured with honesty and trust. The lesson of Ilu-Okan. The story of Adunni and Yetunde spread across Ilu-Okan, a lesson of sisterhood, forgiveness, and the dangers of envy. The villagers would tell their tale during moonlit gatherings, reminding one another that the truest love is the one that uplifts and never divides. If this story touched your heart, let us know in the comment section. Share this story with someone who values sisterhood, follow us for more cultural tales, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's keep these stories alive together. Wishing you a prosperous 2025 filled with love and unity.